Hello and welcome to the I Can Do podcast with Benjamin Lee. We're here to talk about tips and strategies to have an I Can Do mindset when it comes to faith, family, fitness, and food. Let's go. Here's your host, Benjamin Lee.
Hello and welcome. I am Benjamin Lee. I'm feeling great and I hope that you are as well. I hope you're having a I can do kind of week. A week where you are focusing on the right things in your life. A week where you are focusing on God first, hopefully, and your family, your friends, your fitness, your finances, the things that need to be addressed. Every day is a blessing. I think all of us would agree with that. Today, I want to talk about a particular day. I want to talk about February 29th. Have you thought about February 29th? We're only a few days away. Today is February 26th. We get an extra day in our month. Think about that. We get an extra day. One of the big things everybody desires and wants more of is time. So have you thought about what you're going to do with your extra day? Maybe you already have that day planned and protected. I hope that you do. We talked about that a little bit, that kind of language of planning and putting things in your calendar and protecting certain days from the episode, put it in your calendar. If you have not listened to that, I would encourage you to do so. It really has helped me. I think it's a great tip and a great strategy to implement into your life. As we think about time, I want to share some Bible verses for you to ponder and consider. I think they will help you to remember what is important and to make the most of every day. In Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 through 17, Paul said this, "Therefore be careful how you walk, not as unwise men, but as wise, making the most of your time, because the days are evil. So then do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is." In James chapter 4, verses 13 through 14, James said, "Come now, you who say today or tomorrow we will go to such and such a city and spend a year there and engage in business and make a profit. Yet you do not know what your life will be like tomorrow. You are just a vapor that appears for a little while and then vanishes away." Jesus said in Matthew 6 and verse number 34, "So do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will care for itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." When I think about those passages, I learn about how every day counts. I learn how tomorrow is not promised. I learn how we should be wise with how we spend our time. God should always be first, and that we should be focusing a great deal of time on Him and learning His ways. Then in Hebrews chapter 9 and verse 27, the Bible says this, "And inasmuch as it is appointed for men to die once, and after this comes judgment." You see, we need to redeem the time because one day we will run out of time. So I want to ask you, what are you going to do with your extra day this month? Ultimately, it's up to you. But if you're looking for some kind of plan, let me suggest a couple of more passages. And then let me suggest a tip. Maybe you begin your day with prayer like Jesus did. That's something that you can never go wrong doing. Mark chapter 1 and verse number 35, the Bible says, "In the early morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went away to a secluded place and was praying there." One of the most challenging things is to wake up and not to first reach for our cell phones or for our social media account, but instead we need to be going to prayer, going to God in prayer, petitioning Him. As Jesus said in Luke chapter 18, that we need to be persistent in our prayers. That's a great way to begin your extra day, and really, as you know, every day. For the end of your day, again, let me give you an example of Jesus. In Luke chapter 6 and verse 12, the Bible says, "It was at this time that he went off to the mountain to pray, and he spent the whole night in prayer to God. Then the next morning he would appoint his 12 apostles." That's a great way to start, a great way to end your day. Then in the middle of the day, let me suggest you use your cell phone and the countdown timer. Here's a tip for you. I've been using the countdown timer on my cell phone recently to really keep track even more of the time that I'm using. So one of the ways that I will do it, when I first wake up, I put the timer on for 59 minutes. There are certain things that I want to accomplish within that first hour. When I get to the building to do work, I put it on 59 minutes, or if there's a particular task, I really try to challenge myself to focus on that particular task. The countdown timer really has helped me out with that because now it's given me even more limits to the time that I have to get certain things done. So maybe with your extra day, as you go throughout the rest of the day, maybe you give yourself some limits when it comes to certain activities. So, for example, social media, don't scroll the day away, all right, going up and down on Facebook and things like that. Give yourself a limit of, here's how much time I'm going to commit to social media. Maybe it's 30 minutes. Maybe it's an hour, whatever the case may be. But give yourself a limit and then stop after that so that you can enjoy the rest of the day, where you can get outside and enjoy God's wonderful creation, or spend time with your family. Maybe it's going on a walk, or maybe it's going to a new place wherever you may live. So that's a great way to kind of make sure that you're getting the most of each day. And your day may not be necessarily have to even, you may not even have to leave the house. You don't have to go out and spend money to enjoy the day. Taking a nap, taking a bath, I think that's a great way to utilize part of your day. So really consider what you're going to do with your extra day. Be sure that you redeem the time. Today is the day. Today is the day. Every day is a blessing. And we don't have any guarantee about tomorrow. But if the Lord wills, and we make it a February 29th, then I want you to be thinking about what you will do with your extra day. Let's be sure to use that time wisely. Speaking about time, thank you for giving me your time as you listen to these podcasts and support this new adventure of mine. I really appreciate the support. As you go throughout the rest of your week, look for ways where you can continue to improve in all areas of your life. And remember, I can do, and so can you. Take care, and God bless.